Welcome to Medical Made Easy, an instructional video on blood collection by venipuncture. Many students have expressed nervousness and apprehension about this procedure because it's their first invasive procedure for a patient. As a student in the medical field, you will be required to master this procedure. First, we're going to start with our equipment: tourniquet, alcohol swab, tight-fitting gloves, butterfly needle, Vacutainer holder, tube, blood collection tube, cotton ball, tape, and a pen. So the first thing I'm going to do is wash my hands. I've already done that. But now we're going to the patient to make sure that this is the patient on my requisition form. Ma'am, can you please verify your name?
Lena Freiheit.
And your date of birth?
11/19/1970.
Great, thank you. The next step is to find a vein. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if we can see one that's visible without even putting the tourniquet on. And I see one right here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to tie the tourniquet about 3 to 4 inches above the vein, snugly. And I'm going to ask the patient to squeeze her hand to make the vein bulge even more. We're going to kind of feel around here to see if you can feel it, which I can. So now I'm going to take my gloves. And I'm going to take my alcohol prep pad. And I'm going to swab the area in a circular motion. And we're going to let it air dry. While I'm letting it air dry, I'm going to get out my butterfly needle. This needle actually has 2 needles. One that's actually going to go in the vein, and one that's covered in rubber. We're going to cover it with the Vacutainer needle, or with the Vacutainer holder, excuse me. And the tube is going to be pierced, the rubber top of the tube is going to be pierced by this needle. We're going to take the needle with the bevel up, and we're going to anchor the vein with one hand, and we're going to slide this in swiftly. Butterfly needles, you can see a little flash of blood, and once you see that flash of blood, then you can draw. We're going to push that up there. It's going to come through the tube. The tube has a suction in it, so the blood moves from the higher pressure to the lower pressure. Once the tube is filled, I'm going to take the tourniquet off, take this out. I'm going to take your cotton ball and just cover up. Ma'am, can you hold that on there for me? You always put these in your sharps container. You never recap your needles. So we're going to put it right in here, cover it up, and we take some tape here. To cover this up. You never want to have your patient bend the arm because it can cause a hematoma, so we're just going to ask her to leave it straight. These tubes, this one doesn't have any additive in it, but some of them do, so it's just good practice to move them slowly, rock them back and forth. That is the end of our lesson here. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, one more thing. I want to make sure that we have the patient's name, date of birth written on here. Make sure that it matches whatever is on your requisition sheet. And then we're done. Thank you for listening to this instructional video on blood collection by venipuncture, and you will become better at this process the more practice you get. Thank you so much.